I mean, when I was sort of like, when I was a lot younger, it never really came up because I don't know really, it just wasn't really something that, it was never that I was embarrassed to talk about when I was that age. It was simply because we were all just so young, and it didn't really matter to them, didn't really matter to me. Like, you know, you're at an age where you don't really care about anything other than like going home and watching your favourite TV show or like doing whatever. When I came back, when I was that little bit older, I can remember the first person I actually told was a teacher at school. I can remember I'd sort of gone up to her. It was raining outside. I can remember it like it was yesterday, and I just like broke down in her arms basically, and I was just like, I'm really struggling at the minute. Everything's really bad. And she sort of said, you know, look, have you told your mum, you told your dad? And I was, no, not at all. She got mum in. I stayed with her after school. Mum came in after work, and we sat down and we spoke about everything. And that's how I came back the second time. But I never really made a big deal about it to my friends. But luckily enough for me is that nobody ever really minded anyway, because it's just like, you know, it's one of those things. Like, I think if you've got friends, so to speak, that judge you for having to go to counselling, well then they're not really your friends. You know, a friend is meant to be someone who supports you, someone who, you know, backs you everything that you do, and you know, you shouldn't have to feel embarrassed by your friends telling them. You know, it is hard to admit that you're struggling, but you know, I did tell certain people, but only people that I felt needed to know. You know, telling friends is obviously hard, but you know, you only have to tell the right friends, if you know what I mean.